Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Nndm stock has actually had a run. It's broken through the $6 mark that we've talked about. It broke through the 634, 635 give or take mark that we've talked about, and we're sitting right now at 660. Did I believe this could hit $6? I mean, it was possible. The bulls would have to load up on shares, and also with the offering that has happened over time, every single time they do this, there's more shares that are outstanding and available. And then when big, large investors and also, like I call them, the big fish, come in and load up on shares and make these big orders, it causes this type of effect, this type of run, and also allows for the stock to grow. So with more outstanding shares, there's more possibilities of purchases, which then gives more room for the growth of the stock's price and the stock overall. So we have seen this recover from that fall. I want us to all remember 402. It's a very important number. It's the lowest point that we've seen after this bullish run and the lowest point before this bullish run and recovery. And here we are seeing the lowest support level, right, on top of the 50-day moving average. So this is the last support level here, 560 currently, which was yesterday's support level over to today. This is probably the most important to pay close attention to if this was to go in the other direction before it gets to the 50-day moving average. So I want every single investor to write that down. I highly suggest keeping that number in mind for the long term. Whether it's days from now, weeks from now, or a month from now, you want to have this number written down. Now, resistance was significantly broken through 575. That was a real narrow stretch. And the 50-day moving average has slightly risen up. It's currently sitting at 556. I'd write that down. That lets us know on what side of the chart we're in. If we're above it, we're in bullish territory, and if we're below it, we're in bearish territory. So today was a run for the bulls, and let's go ahead and see here the highest point before it started to dip and level off. And let's look at our lowest point here based off the last couple hours of the day. I'm going to talk about this narrowed in on these points of reference for Monday, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit broader, which I already mentioned the broader spectrum of the support here. It's 560 before it hits the 50-day moving average, and the highest point reached in the day and the true resistance level that the bulls want to break through is 737. Turn that into a support and pull away from it in the upward direction. So I want every single investor to be aware that 737 is a very important point here on this chart for the bulls. We're currently at 660. The market still has an hour to go. We're going to watch this, how it reacts after market hours as well. But as long as it doesn't break through these points, nothing will change. These will still be the support and resistance. If it breaks through resistance, the next highest point is the new resistance. If it breaks through support, the next lowest point is the support. But it doesn't change the fact that we're still in bullish territory because it will be above the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average might move slightly a cent or two if it breaks through any of these points. But right now, to focus in on the last couple of hours, these are the most important points. If anything changes after market hours, I'll update it down below in the comments, but I highly doubt that the volatility will be that crazy within the next hour and the next ending hours of the aftermarket hours of the market. So let's go ahead and see here our support. So our support is 632. If 632 gets broken through, we're still in bullish territory. We have that 560 mark, and you also have the 556 mark to pay close attention to how this is reacting between support, the 50-day moving average, and that 560 support to see if the bulls are trying to reappear. Because even though we're still in bullish territory between the support and the 50-day moving average, because until the 50-day moving average isn't crossed, you don't end up in bearish territory. It is important to pay close attention to the behavior of the stock within this area, and are the bulls trying to reappear to bring this back up. So I want every single investor to be aware of this. 632 is our support. Pay very close attention to the behavior of the stock. How quickly is it moving to newer lows, or are the bulls trying to reappear? So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Now, the resistance is $6.99. If you want to round that up to $7, you're more than welcome to. It's a 1 cent difference, but to be exact to the T, $6.99 is our resistance. If that gets broken through, the bulls are continuing this momentum. They're pulling further away from the 50-day moving average and working their way up to newer highs, new resistance levels, and on their way to the true resistance level that they want to break through, which is up here at 737. Once they break through 737, they will see new highs, and they're getting much deeper into bullish territory. But before getting to 737, $6.99 needs to be broken through, turn into a support, so that the bulls can work their way up to newer highs and new resistance levels. So I want every single investor to be aware that for the bulls to continue this momentum and stay in bullish territory and not have the 50-day moving average catch up to the price, because if this just hangs out sideways, it'll end up by default below the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average will be above it and will be in bearish territory, giving leverage to the bears. So I want every single investor to be aware that resistance needs to be broken through for the bulls to continue the momentum and maintain that control in bullish territory. Once again, if the support 632 gets broken through, I highly emphasize watch the behavior of the stock. If this gets broken through, you have that window to see if the bulls have a chance to reappear, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly quickly. Because just as fast as this came up, if this support gets broken through, you're going to want to see how fast it's going down, or if the bulls reappear. If the bulls reappear, their goal is still to break through $6.99. It's not to just break back through the support, because this 50-day moving average throughout the whole entire trajectory of the day and movement of the price will continue to work its way closer to the stock price. So I want every single investor also to be aware of that. With these cues, I hope you guys are well equipped and prepared for Monday's trading day. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.